Hey guys, with the announcement of Call of Duty Ghosts earlier last week, the question on everyone's lips surrounding the competitive Call of Duty community is will there be developer support for Activision's newest Call of Duty title? Infinity Ward have always been like less friendly towards the competitive crowd compared to Treyarch, like Activision's other section that makes Call of Duty games. And with year after year of false promises from Infinity Ward, when Treyarch announced they were going to do a massive multiplayer reveal in Germany's Cologne at one of the biggest games conventions in the world at Gamescom, just like I think it was just short of a year ago, and then they flew the world's best competitive Call of Duty players into Germany just to demonstrate this game like to the world, to the masses, to the public. The competitive community was really excited. I mean, there was a kind of buzz around it, and what was to come from Treyarch, and the most competitive built Call of Duty today, as it was kind of introduced as, with all the esports features and whatnot. They were kind of the main point of the whole deal. With Hasbro working behind the scenes to try and make Call of Duty title as esports friendly as possible, with features like League playing Codcaster from the start, as I said. The future was like really bright for Black Ops 2. Even to this day, Treyarch, every week or every few weeks, they continue to kind of cater to the competitive community, and near enough every time the scene is like moaned or stomped their feet up and demanded like a buff, a nerf, or something changed in game, Treyarch they've like did their best to deliver what's been asked of them, whether it's been a nerf to the Cap 40 Kimbos, things like that, and they've did their best to deliver what's been needed. Even with the spawns being changed a few weeks back, and there was such an uproar on the spawn. Oh, the spawns are terrible. Please change them back, Treyarch, and they did do that, which was massive, because hardpoint on certain maps specifically became near enough impossible to play because it was so frustrating. Because originally, if you held the spawns, they should spawn further away from the hardpoint. That's the whole point of having it anchored, holding the spawns. But Treyarch kind of implemented a new like spawn system where you'd spawn near the hardpoint. So for example, in slums, right, you'd have like the back wall spawn. You would have an anchor on that, and you'd have control of the blue stairs hardpoint, whatever it's called, like near the skip and stuff like that. And they'd spawn in like coffee shop, like a few meters away from like the back wall, and they could just spawn coffee shop, turn right, turn left, sorry, and maybe it would be three of them coming off spawn, and they would turn left, and then they could just all shoot the guy on back wall, dead, and then they've got the spawn, and because the spawns were so inconsistent, then the other team would spawn at the rest of the map instead of spawning the coffee shop. It was just a mess, really. The spawns were proper random, and slums particularly was the worst to be affected. So before I went off there and started talking about the spawns and whatnot, I was talking about Infinity Ward. So that begs the question, one that a lot of folk have been asking: will Infinity Ward deliver the same form of developer support in order to keep continuing the progress that we've made in the last few years in the Call of Duty scene? Because we made a lot of progress, especially in the last 2 years specifically. And the short answer to that question, I hope so. Like, obviously, I want them to continue with that support. But if you look further into it, there's been rumours that Activision have a contract with Xbox to continue delivering the Call of Duty Championship event on a biannual basis, which basically means that there could potentially be another Call of Duty Championship this year, 2 next year, and the next year after that, until the contract eventually expires. Like I'd presume it's a few-year contract. That's just a rumour anyway. I don't quite know where that came from. The legitimacy of the rumour is something that I do question, but then again, surely it must have came from somewhere. So I don't know, it's one to think about. So if it is true, the rumour, that means Infinity Ward are certainly going to have to be looking into the competitive scene, looking into the esports features that Treyarch implemented. And I really do hope that they 100% implement all the Codcast mode, things like that. They better implement them, but then I want them to think of new ideas. I want them to bring, like I said, the kind of Treyarch kind of brought out all these new things to the esports scene, and I'm sure there's more things they can kind of brainstorm up and new ideas they can think of. Community heads such as Fuzz and Astro and many others have been very positive that Infinity Ward will kind of live up to Treyarch's level of competitive sport. And I, for one, have always been rather sceptical. I kind of like to wait and see what happens before making any like calls regarding the matter. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not going to get the game because Infinity Ward aren't going to support us, or I don't want to be like too excited. I don't get buzzing for games. I'm gonna kind of go off and tell another story here, but I remember when GTA 4 was getting hyped about, and I got so hyped for that game, so hyped. Like, I literally imagined it as the best game of all time in my head, and it was gonna be so good. And then I bought it, and it was still good, but because I hyped it up so much, it kind of let me down. So I didn't enjoy the game as much because I was just thinking, like, in the back of my mind, it was like I was just remembering like how good I thought it was gonna be, and it just simply wasn't as good as games like San Andreas and stuff. So, like, I mean, I don't get hyped for games anymore. Well, that's not true. I mean, I'm excited for the new CODs, but I don't get too excited, if you know what I mean. One thing is for certain though, like, we really do need developer support to continue the growth of competitive Call of Duty. I really do think that. We need, like I said before, we need innovative features such as League Play, such as Codcaster. These are the features that bring the public spectators closer to the game. I mean, you can see the increased viewership on COD since Black Ops 2 has been released. And you've got to think and consider that these little things are what has brought the public into the competitive space. So, I mean, these little minuscule parts of the game are one of the key factors that contribute towards Black Ops 2's success in my eyes. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a concern of mine that Infinity Ward didn't support us. After a year of hard work, they just kind of threw us under the bus once again. But then, I'd like them to prove me wrong. I'd like them to step up and provide the same level of support as Treyarch did, if not more. Maybe I'm just being greedy by saying that, but I really do hope so. But that's the end of the video, guys. I don't really have much more to talk about. There's another minute or so left in the video. So I'm just going to let you enjoy the gameplay. And that's it, guys. Just subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. I'm going to be going to Skyline in about a week and a half, and I'm going to start trying to deliver more videos, because I kind of right now I've only been uploading videos when I kind of feel like I've got something to talk about and something that I'm kind of passionate about as such. So, but I kind of think I'm missing a lot of things, like a lot of opportunities to kind of do videos on certain subjects and whatnot. So I'm gonna concentrate more on the YouTube side of things now, and try and deliver more videos for you guys. So as I said before, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint locked down.
He's gone.
Keep up the pressure.
He's gone.
Hardpoint identified.
Patrol.
Pushing your location. Time now.
Hellstorm missile on standby. Friendly Hellstorm missile inbound. Hardpoint contested.
Drop down.
Never a doubt.